I can see the edge and I hope that you're falling for me. I don't need to fake. Hold me when I shake.
So I've had my first cup of San Pedro. I felt sick at first, but kept it all in. Feel really happy and at peace and just absolutely tranquil right now. And it's pretty amazing that I'm literally standing in like Incan ruins, and there's so many here that like this is just in someone's backyard. So I just took some more. I feel so good. I can't even. It was very, very vivid for a long time. Even now, like it's still full on. I can't even look at the mountains. They're fucking crazy. Oh my god, a hummingbird. Oh my god. Wow. I just saw the coolest thing. A full-on hummingbird like 2 or 3 meters in front of me. I don't think I've ever seen one of them before. I'm really happy I checked what time I left because I feel like I've been gone 2 hours and it's been 12 minutes. Just after the first cup, it was just really warm, euphoric feeling, really soft, gentle, mellow. I felt so relaxed and at peace. Then I took another 2 shots. That's when the visions started getting quite full on. Not visions as in hallucinations, but all the colours were just so saturated and bright and jumping around at different kind of frequencies, I guess. The noises of nature got so loud. I could hear all the birds, the water from the river below, the wind in the leaves of the trees. It was really cool. I saw some really cool things, like the clouds were just exploding. Looking down at my feet on the grass was like just consuming my feet, like crawling over my toes. Luckily, I have a very good sense of direction. Anyone else would have been absolutely fucked. My vision was quite strained and I was having intense visuals, trying to find my way back to a place along a path I had only travelled once. It was quite a journey. In the rain, I didn't want to put my shoes back on, so I was just walking in the mud. And then I stumbled. I'm walking through like farmlands, like crops of corn. Like I was just picturing myself as Pocahontas the whole time. And then in a cornfield, I came across this old guy who was obviously a farmer. And to me, he just looked like a man selling magic beans, like a Jack and the Beanstalk, like this little old man. And I was seeing him with gold pixie dust just sparkling off of him. He was literally glowing. And it was just the most awesome moment ever. In my altered state, I was able to communicate to him in Spanish and he helped me with directions. He just laughed at me because I would have looked so hysterical carrying all this shit with bare feet. He asked me, where's my shoes? I'm like, en mi mochila, está bien. But it was just so funny. It was my favourite moment of the whole thing. But luckily, somehow, scaled a fence, climbed up a mountain, walked through countless farmlands, corn crop fields, mud, over rivers and creeks, literally like waded through a waterfall, and I somehow found my way back. Then I just felt like all I wanted to do was talk to my friends. Yeah, I just needed to talk to someone in English, and I called everyone, and like the sound of bring, 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 and no one answering was about to make me snap. And then thankfully, one of my friends answered, and I chatted for ages to him, like he was just there, which was really nice. And then I started hearing music outside and the crackling of the fire, and I was pretty cold, so I got my shit together and went outside by the fire. And then one of the dogs jumps up on my lap and just sits on my lap, and it was just so comforting and so special, and this little dog just sat on my lap for hours.
Kisses on the body, whisper to me softly. I can see the edge and I hope that you're falling for me. I don't need to fake, hold me when I shake. Laying at your side and I burn like a naked flame. So catch me when I fall, darling, don't you know I'm not scared at all, so don't.
Okay, so I did ayahuasca for the first time. We did it at 9:30, so then I fell asleep and I woke up when it kicked in at about 2 a.m. and then I was kind of in and out of sleep, dreaming and visions. So it was cool, like every time I rolled over in my sleep it was just like clicking one of those carnival scene things, and it was a different vision every time. It was a good first experience, nothing too bad but nothing too deep either, so I'm hoping to go a lot deeper tonight.
Head up in inferno, heaven in your arms, I'm cold in the night till you come around and make me warmer.
Ayahuasca is a medicine that needs time to build up in your body. So for many people, they don't feel anything the first 2 times they do it or more. Every person is completely different. For me, I did feel things the first 2 times. The first time was just very light visions, mixed in with like lucid dreams almost. The second time, it just opened my mind. It just allowed me the time for my mind to wander. The third time was everything that I ever wanted, everything I ever dreamed of, everything I ever hoped for and more. It was the most beautiful experience of my life. And it's interesting because you are very much in control of your mind. Not always in control of your body, but if you want to think about something and sort something out, you can direct your mind to go there. It's very much up to you to put in the work of what you want to get out of it. And the third time I was really worried about not getting anything out of the whole experience because I was only there a week, which is nothing. I mean, the minimum stay is usually a month. Many people there had been there a year even. It's a full process of getting your body back to neutral, your energy back to neutral, and getting back with the earth and Mother Nature. I was so happy that I was able to experience what I experienced. So the first time I took it, it took 5 hours to kick in. The second time, 1 hour. I purged every time I did it, just once each time. The third time, it took maybe an hour to kick in, and I didn't feel sick the whole entire time, but I still just randomly vomited. The third time I did more. I did 2 cups, which was double what I did the time before, but the time before I felt really sick, so I just couldn't do any more. And it doesn't really matter how much you take. It's different every time for every person. Like, I took less the first time and had a stronger experience the first time than taking more the second time, which it should have been more built up in my body as well. I was really lucky to have a female maestro, which to me, I experienced a male one as well, and the energy was just too masculine, too strong for what I was going through, and it was irritating to me. I didn't like his voice, I didn't like the drums he was playing, but the female maestro, Lucia, she was incredible. Her voice was amazing, and her father, Leonardo, he's 85, the same thing. When he sung, I was just weeping nonstop. Like, I was feeling my eyes and they were all wet, and I was like, what is this? Like, tears were just leaking out of me. I've never felt more loved, and just the care and tenderness in his voice, it was unbelievable. It was so comforting and loving. It was just amazing. Like, tears were just pouring out of me every time he started singing. It was so beautiful. It almost sounded like a sad song, but I think that was just the amount of care and love for everyone in the room that was coming out in his voice. And every time he sung, I was picturing the Maluka, which is the hut we were all in. It just became a giant toadstool, and he was this wise old frog singing to us with his arms around the whole toadstool, everyone in it, just sharing his love. Oh, it was just beautiful, unlike any sound I've ever heard in my life. Amazing. On my third time doing it, the visions I saw were phenomenal. Like, in the black darkness, beams of coloured light forming shapes and just wrapping around me, and I saw everything that I have ever loved and everything that I ever cared for, and it was just everything to me. And then it went down the drain, and there was nothing but grief and loss and loneliness, and I was allowed the moment to grieve. And then Ayahuasca came back out of the drain and put its vines around me, and it cared for me and rocked me and cradled me as if I was the child of Mother Earth and Mother Nature. And it was just the most beautiful, lovely feeling. After that, I was picturing all my friends, and I was just picturing hugging them and sending them all the love I was feeling. It was just so intense. I can't tell you how strong the connection was with being a woman and Mother Nature. It was just, it was incredible for me as a woman. I feel like during my third experience, I directed my mind, and I dealt with everything I needed to deal with, because last year I just had the biggest year of change and loss of my life. And I just pictured all my friends who I needed to send strength and love to, and because I was just feeling so much strength and love in me, like just too much. I needed to just telepathically share it with them, and especially my friend Jen, like just picturing like hugging her. I was just telepathically going through it with her somehow, because yeah, she's awesome. I pictured the people I lost last year, and one went down the drain, one turned to dust in my arms, and the other I just sent strength to her mother. When the full moon rose, it was really beautiful. I walked out to the toilets, and after that I just sat on the bridge staring at the moon for the longest time. So after the intense visions, then the intense feelings of love and thinking of my friends, my mind was just racing after that, and it was kind of hard to keep up. I really wanted it to slow down so I could appreciate every single thought I was having, because every single thought I was having was so beautiful. I thought about everything. Oh, it was just a non-stop loop of thinking, but it was really cool. And this whole entire time, because you want to remember it all and you want to be able to explain to people how it was, because everyone asks you how it is and you want to be able to tell them, but it's such a hard thing to explain because it's so different for every single person and it's so different every single time too. It's hard to find the words to explain it. But so this one phrase kept coming back to me. It was, don't think about other people and be in this moment. Like, don't worry about how you're going to tell people about this. Every time I started thinking about trying to start telling people in my head about what I was going through, I was just like, be in this moment. This is for you. I was picturing my family too, my mum, my sisters, my dad, my stepmom, my brother. And just I'm so feeling so blessed to have such a beautiful family in my life and such amazing people around me. It was just amazing, and I was just picturing hugging my mum and and everything she's given me, like being a mother, you know. I just felt so connected to women and Mother Earth and Mother Nature, and it was just so beautiful. So the third night I slept in the Maluka and it was amazing. It's such a nice space. I was the only one left in there by the morning. I was still feeling the effects, by the morning, but I was getting that loop of thoughts in my head and I just wanted to write. All night I just wanted to write. But I didn't bring a pen and pad with me and I don't think I could have written anyway. And I didn't bring my phone. It's not the space to have technology around you. So I went back to my room and I just opened my diary and I just wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And I'll read you some of that. The doggos just love me here, by the way. So cute. Alright, I'm going to read you a little bit of my diary from when I was doing ayahuasca. I thought of language, knowledge, skill, communication and thoughts, and I wished I could slow each thought down so that I could fully think about everything. I thought about how fast their thoughts were flying and how multidimensional they all were, coming from different parts of my body and mind. They would flow from one chakra and then a thought from another one would open up an entire universe of thoughts I had no idea existed. Thoughts of mind, body, soul. I thought of food and how amazing it is to eat wholesome, natural food. I thought of the rain, sun, work and care and time that would have gone into growing every grain of rice that I had been consuming, the sunrises and sunsets it must have taken, and I was so thankful and blessed. I thought of sound and could hear the distinct hum of energy around me, coming from the earth. The sound of energy was vibrating. I thought of music, songs and sounds, how beautiful sounds can be, the different snores around me, the sounds of the jungle and the night, and then a cool breeze blew over me, and I thought of touch and how amazing it is to touch and to feel, the hardwood floors beneath, the bumps of my skin, the emotions in my heart. I thought of telling other people about this night, be in this moment and don't think about other people. So the comparison between ayahuasca and San Pedro for me was San Pedro was very external. You do it during the day and everything around you affects your visions and what you see. Whereas ayahuasca you do at nighttime, it's internal and the visions come when you close your eyes. For me, San Pedro was more of a masculine energy, and the female energy with ayahuasca was just incredible. The strongest female energy I've ever felt in my life. It was amazing to feel so connected to Mother Nature and to womanhood and even motherhood, just everything that can be from as a girl. It was amazing. Otra cosa más sobre ayahuasca. If you want to do it, I really recommend doing your research. I looked at every website, every single place, and the one I found was the first one where I just clicked with. I was like, yes, this is the one, this is it. And it was an amazing place. Beautiful people, just such a relaxed, peaceful environment. It was like with a family. It's an amazing experience, and But if you do want to do it, do your research and be prepared to do the work. Like, you need to do a dieta to get your energy down to a neutral level and to get back down to nature, eliminate the toxins from your body. It's recommended 2 weeks before and 1 week after. I just did 1 week before, and I wonder if I would have got a more full experience in the first and second time had I done 2 weeks. But the dieta is quite strict, so no alcohol, drugs, salt, sugar, oil, spice. So you're eating very plain food. Like, I just had rice and vegetables every day and fruit. That was it. So, but it's there for a reason. It's there to protect your energy and the energy of those around you. And it's something to be taken seriously, because if you want to get the most out of this, then you do have to cleanse your body, because it's a plant you're working with. You need to be as toxin free as possible, and also no using chemicals. So I was in the Amazon and I couldn't use mosquito repellent. I absolutely got eaten alive, and now my legs look like... Do you want to see my legs? Okay, I'll show you. Close your eyes if you don't want to see something fucked up right now. And this is after 2 weeks. They're only just starting to heal. Close your eyes. Okay, you can open your eyes again. Yeah, so I highly recommend both experiences. San Pedro was a lot of fun, and ayahuasca was a beautiful spiritual experience. But with ayahuasca, treat it as a spiritual experience. If you guys have any questions, just private message me or whatever, have a chat. I'm always open to questions. And if you like this video, subscribe here and send us a like as well. I hope I've answered kind of everything you wanted to know, and as I said, if there's more, just shoot. Cheers, guys.